Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise.
Let me
Or
out!
maybe a manifesto. Look,
Wait,
I'll
what?
outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are or were or will be at the time of having made said choice.
If I press
That
engage,
is
you're
to
just
say,
gonna
if
do
by
this whole
articulating
spiel
a
all
choice
over
you've
again,
already
aren't you?
made, you bring that choice into being,
So, let's
then
listen.
by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made in fact make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not
Really
making them.
testing me, dude.
Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise
Yeah,
label on this
manifesto
one.
is
I think
kinda
it has
like
much more of a
Unabomber
treatise vibe to
kind
it.
of thing to it.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a
No.
mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of
Dude.
shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Cerebro,
manifesto.
Magneto.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
You're trying to be as annoying as
Treatise,
possible, aren't you?
Manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Did they really make this guy record
Unendurable
like
by any
30
means, but
to
it's-
45 minutes
there's
of
really only so much I
dialogue?
can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
The game
Wasn't there a
punished
door
us.
that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
I want
Please,
to do
I'll
that.
take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
This is a torture
need a door.
chamber for the
We
people
need
who
a
left
door
us
of some
reviews,
kind.
aren't there?
I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
You're really gonna make me wait in here, aren't you? You know, I could wait him out.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Okay, it's been like 20 minutes. I don't think he's coming back, so I'm gonna hit the skip button.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And
'Cause you're
my God, there's no
monologuing
way out of the
longer.
room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Well, you could
I
stop
can't
talking.
control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
No.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
He's gone
And you
crazy.
think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Yes.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time.
Dude.
And if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed.
This is 100%
I feel
a punishment.
restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run
Are you
from it.
capable of being quiet for that long? Okay, gonna press it again. Stanley! Uh-oh.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
God.
I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
Why have you
It
done
was
this,
an
game
impossibly rich
developers?
wellspring of both delight and disgust
Why did you
simultaneously.
torment this narrator?
I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever...
Oh no, it's not working anymore. Oh no. Oh. Still here, buddy? Hello? Hello? I think I killed the narrator. Oh no. I would have preferred the, him talking. Is it the smoke alarm? Oh god.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to
You're
the
still
human
here.
condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their
It
teeth
drove
and
them
said,
crazy.
entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a
Dude.
world where someone will say, oh, the end is never the end, 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 is never the
Oh, thank goodness. It started breaking down more. Can I get out now? Please? Oh, blessed light. mean, he did say ferns would be important, didn't he? Button. It's dark now. Why is it dark again? I hate this place. Oh. Hello. Oh, wow. Narrator, are you there? Narrator, why are we in Nevada? Are you serious? And we are back. I don't know. Does the game reset if you exit? I guess we'll find out.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wow, there's a skip button now. Okay, quit the game and start again. I got an achievement for that. Okay, well, let's do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
20.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office,
Hey.
but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
You know, I felt bad yesterday, but... No, I still feel bad, but your snark is not very appreciated. Let's see. What? New... Wait, new content? It's very tempting, but... There are some places I haven't
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And here we are to the ugly-ass boss's office area. Okay. Wait, it's locked now. Are you serious? Oh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Amazing.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question
air
the nature
pressure?
of his
It could
job.
be air pressure in
Why
your
did he
ears.
feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It's the sparks.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That's okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep, sure thing. Is this where the other coworkers went? And I died. Did I? Oh, I'm still alive? How? How?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye, invisible voice.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Huh? I'm alive! Somehow.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. Okay, we have them all here. Okay, there's several of them. Hello. Flush me. Filing cabinets. So important. Office computer. Someone was playing solitaire. Installing Chart Pro. Employee database. Button sounds. Okay. Last one sounded like a portal button. What is over here? More stuff. Office clock. Let's see. The lounge. But it's not all blue. My control
Stanley
facility.
pushed the big red button.
I heard you
Where were all
narrated.
of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you? Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door. Stanley jumped in. Now look.
Let's go up the stairs. Freedom ending. Or the first incarnation of the freedom wait, there's more than one? Okay. What was that? Okay. The lounge. Oh, it was gray. Yeah, this probably would have been suited more to the rest of the layout. The gray, I mean. The office. Hi, Mr. Narrator Guy. Will the game feature capybaras? Okay. So they just added more clutter. Excuse me.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Who, narrator and Stanley? Yeah, kinda.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Well, what happened to the narrator?
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your Xbox. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
The end. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
could.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show
Kinda
you.
hard not to notice it, dude. Can I close it to get back there? Okay, we don't have to go through the whole Stanley's Parable amusement park. Okay. Is he gonna do
You
like
see,
the
Stanley,
1,000
I've
things
been
thing?
reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience,
What are you
built from the
doing?
ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end. Again. Welcome.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, that really turns out well. What the heck are these things? Okay. Hi. You want to be up here? Meow. Hi. Okay. Let's make some room for you. Here. Come on. Are they right here? More TSP. What is TSP? Teaspoons? I don't think that's it. Timeshare potential?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. New features. New content. Expo Hall 2. Some stools just sitting over here. Oh. Okay.
Here we
Reassurance
are.
bucket.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is there going to be a Stanley Parable too? The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. That's new. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hear your name in the game. Enjoy the new features.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that
I don't
in
mind being
mind, my
Stanley.
first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button
Damn it,
only
Jim.
says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away. Jim.
Jim.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Pretty sure they would tap the button a lot too. Yeah, where is the baby? Haven't gotten to the baby yet. Hey, you're falling off my lap. Hey. There, sit there. Ooh, merchandise. What is in here?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
where is it?
anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Oh,
You may
can't
even
really
come
have
to
it.
long
Okay.
for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. rooms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually
thinking
redesigning
of
the game
Jim.
to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, you're gonna let me have the bucket?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact,
okay.
can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has
Thought he
made you
was
the
having a
slightest
lark.
bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. I'll just carry this around, why don't I?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
What about... Jump circle. Free achievement. Infinite hole. Free, new, and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Where's my phone? I'm not quite sure where it is at the moment. Yes. Settle down. Can I find them? Collect them all. Oh, great.
Collectibles. Now
Giant
it's a
firefly.
real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
Yes,
And
we
what's
do.
truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I
Okay.
don't want to stifle the intrinsic
Hey.
joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
What the heck? What eldritch abomination is this? Oh my goodness. I want my Funko Pop. Hey, there is a counter though.